So, just over 5 years ago, when my wife and I were living in Topeka, she, knowing how I felt about the subject, asked if we could get a cat. I, of course, being the guy that I was at the time, said there is no way. I hate cats, and we're not getting one. Fast forward a few years later, and here I am living in Tonganoxie with three inside cats and one outside cat that I'm pretty fond of. The truth be told, I would be pretty sad if something happened to it. So how on earth did I go from a cat hater to a guy who now lives with three cats? Much like the folks in the verse we're going to read about, one small step at a time. First, my wife asked several times, and I didn't want to be that mean husband who didn't let his wife have the pet that she really wanted. Then jump ahead a few years and add, but Dad, it was a baby kitten stuck under the house. How could we just leave it? Jump ahead another year, and my oldest son, who loves animals, says, Dad, I'm in Topeka, and Mom says if it stays here, something bad is going to happen to it. So I know he's an hour away, so I say, fine, if you want to bring it up, it can be an outside cat. Not thinking that he would come, especially with it being 9:30 at night. 45 minutes later, knock knock on the door, and there he is. Then, with the help of my wife and a few days of a cat that has the attitude of an outside dog, or excuse me, of a dog, I now have three inside cats. So when we say, how could that person ever do that? I can never understand people that do that. Well, you could someday be that person if you don't keep an eye on the small steps that lead you to the big thing you swore you'd never do. Because if you would have asked me those 5 or so years ago if I'd have two cats, much less three, I would have said, nope, that will never happen in a million years.